Friends, Brian here for Yes You Can Play Guitar, and so I posted my reaction video to Ghost Love Score live at Vaughan 2013 by this amazing band, Nightwish.
I love Nightwish.
And the Nightwish fans, you guys have come out in droves, and it's gotten several thousand views. And I've come to understand that this is one of the more popular performances that people do video reactions to. Okay, apparently just on the same day, ironically, I released mine. There's several other reaction channels. But remember, folks, I'm not just a reaction channel. I'm a professional guitar player, professional musician, guitar instructor of 30 years. So sometimes people like my take on things. It's a little different, a little bit of a twist on things. But I wanted to thank you guys so much for the support. And the Nightwish fans have been wonderful to my channel. And we're going to do some reading your comments, okay? We've got a number of comments to go through. So let's go. Gabriel Bardak, Gabe, my man. Now, Gabe is a man who knows his Nightwish. I've read Gabe's comments. Other people in the Nightwish fan community seem to know him. Let's read what Gabe had to say. Your reaction reminds me of my own reaction when I found Nightwish on YouTube 7-8 years ago. I was then on the edge of depression after a chain of negative events in my personal life. I was effectively stunned, like you, because until then I could not imagine that music could transmit so much intensely optimistic energy. And Floor's final note, for me, it's proof that spirit is above matter. That's a really interesting way of looking at it. Since then, Nightwish music has accompanied me every day, contributing decisively to regaining my inner balance. That's really good to hear, Gabe. You know, a lot of us, we have our battles in life, our ups and downs, our tough times. So I'm very happy to hear that, okay? And from the discussions held so far in the international community of fans, I understood that my situation is not an exception. So, guys, I'm new to this whole Nightwish thing. I have heard of this band even years ago, okay? Having been a longtime guitar player, if you have been following my channel for a while, I talk about things a little more in depth. As a professional musician for many years, I ran my own music school, and I actually had a musical burnout a number of years ago, and I just went away from music for a few years and got back to it a couple of years ago. So sometimes I'm doing reactions to bands like Nightwish. Polyphia was another band. People would write like, dude, you're a guitar teacher? Like, you don't know about Polyphia? Where have you been? I literally was gone in a black hole for a few years. It would be a good script for a Hollywood movie another time, or if you want, you can dig back through some of my YouTube videos, especially when I've hit, you know, milestones with subscribers, even my 20K subscriber video. You can learn a little bit more about that. But I have heard of Nightwish a long time ago. When I ran my music school, there might have been times where I actually might have, you know, listened to a Nightwish song and showed a couple of riffs to a student or two back in the day. But I definitely heard of the band. I knew they were kind of a symphonic metal, probably from Scandinavia. But you know, I'm new to the journey, man, and I'm committed to this. So, great post, Gabe. I love reading your posts. They're very educational. You got 4 replies. Leon said, I can relate. Your story resonates with me. It was 5 years ago for me. I'm a better person now because of them. That's awesome. They brought joy, hope, and positive thinking into my life. I'm forever changed. I appreciate your efforts, Gabriel. Okay, and also, I want you guys to see me actually give you guys a like and a love. Okay? That's a really nice comment, Leon. You know what? If we had a little more kindness like that going on, our world would be a better place. Amy Goodson, count me in. I was watching Rammstein reactions to help my depression and stumbled into Nightwish. What do you guys like to do when you're depressed? For me, I like to go to the gym or eat. I was never into drinking or recreational drugs, but man, I love food. And stumbled into Nightwish. Completely became not just an important part of my life, but a lifestyle that came with so many perks, including having made friendships that will last a lifetime. Amy, I can't tell you how happy that makes me to read that, and how happy to know that you posted that under one of my videos. You know, really and truly, when someone goes to my channel, if they hit subscribe, that's awesome, but I don't really like asking people to do that. It's annoying when you watch YouTube channels. But someone took the time to watch the video and comment. That means a lot to me, okay? Roland Connor. Good Romanian morning, sir. BC, Canada coming in to support this new recruit. I am on the other side of Canada. I am an Ontario transplant living in Western Quebec now. But I do want to go to BC sometime. I hear it's very beautiful. And that's where Unleash the Archers are from. Another band that I had an exposure to last week. Like heart. Good meeting you, Roland. David Ludwig, Nightwish Army USA Division reporting. Okay, so the USA Division. So the USA is a big country with a lot of people. What part of the USA are we talking here, Dave? Thank you for listening again to our favorite band. That was an excellent observation about Empu's guitar playing. Thank you for that too. Heart and love. Okay, thank you so much, Dave. Chris O. They weren't just high on the bill, they were headliner. I know that. I was just, making conversation. Okay? Alice Cooper was on stage before them. Erno, Matti, Juhani, Empu, Vuorinen. The song about an unrequited love is from the 2004 Once album, the fifth and last with Tarja. And this was song number 13 in a 15-song set. They brought it for every song. Floor loves the song and has become a staple at their shows. Nowadays, Empu will give Floor a fist bump after she hits that note at the end. I'm telling you, man, I said it. You saw it live and in living color. When she hit that note at the end, I had chills down my spine. I didn't know what to say. Sometimes, if I don't say a lot, once in a blue moon, it can be a bad thing. It means that I'm probably not into whatever it is I'm watching, and I'll have a polite way of saying so. I'm not here to rip bands apart, okay? But sometimes, I'll be so into a performance, I'll be like, oh, dude, man, you're forgetting. You're doing a reaction video. I'll be into it so much. Blew me away. One of the best performances ever. The decoration around the keyboards is a tribute to Finnish composer Jean Sibelius. So it is made to resemble the Sibelius Monument in Helsinki. So it reminds me of Sibelius Scorcher. It's a charting software program about 15 years ago. A lot of people used it when they're charting out music. Actually, to be completely honest, it kind of reminded me a little bit of the Norwegian black metal band Dimmu Borgir. Dimmu Borgir. The keyboard had a crazy setup. I'm not saying it's the same, but it just kind of reminded me of it for some reason. But very cool. Okay. Thank you, Chris O. VK, Nightwish is one of the few bands in the history of music which can say that their live performance sounds as good as their studio versions, or even better. Totally agreed. Thank you, VK. My good friend from the Netherlands, Monique van Aken. Okay. I think there'll be a lot of other songs coming when you don't know what to say. I have a feeling that's true too. Pure master musicians they are. Absolutely. They play what the song needs. Do you know that Floor has her own YouTube channel? I know. I subscribed today. Hint. My reaction Patreon community. In the beginning of this video, there's a little thing about me being serious about becoming a Nightwish fan. I want to learn about the band. So I'm putting a series into my Patreon, my reaction community. I got two communities, reaction community, and I have a guitar community. My reaction community, I'm doing a series on me watching, learn the set list in 48 hours. So I'm watching, commenting, and everything. Part one's going to be up in a few days this week. So all the Nightwish fans, if you want to come with me for a little further on the journey, join my Patreon reaction community, okay? We're going to be doing a lot of Nightwish stuff there. Okay, this band's phenomenal. Like, I have a lot to learn. So, and I'm going to be reacting to some of Floor's stuff on my Patreon as well. Okay? She started during the lockdown to keep in touch with us fans, okay? She let us in her daily life, made hilarious Fan Friday videos, and a lot more, and she reacted herself to Ghost Love's score. I did see that. I have not watched it, but I'm going to react to her react. But I'm going to put it up on my Patreon, okay? The next couple of weeks. Not to show off, but to give us her thoughts and feelings on her singing this song and how that last high note came to be. A very humble. So this is late at night, guys. But I live out in a really rural area, so sometimes you get, all these different machinery, farm equipment, and everything going by. I'm probably the only Nightwish fan in the little village I live in. But we're going to change that because I'm going to push for an official Nightwish day every year. A very humble and lovely human being, as you are, Monique. Thank you. By the way, the chills you felt are called floorgasms. Okay, little smile. Now I know what you guys are talking about, because people have been mentioning floorgasms a lot in the comments in my previous reaction videos. Now I understand what's going on, because, you know, if I know what I'm talking about, I speak, but sometimes I can put my hand up and say, totally ignorant, I don't know what the hell's going on. I didn't with that. Okay, Thorgrim, my man. Nightwish was headlining this Wacken Festival. 82,000 fans in attendance. Sempu, okay, short for Erno Matti Juhani Vuorinen, a nickname. I love your comment regarding Empu playing for the song. He does. He's a good technical guitar player too, but I'm a very technical guitar player. I don't want to go on about my guitar prowess, but I'm big on technical stuff. But when I hear a technical guitar player and it's just blah, 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 technique for the sake of technique, I like the guitar players that can really incorporate the melodies and write, because you're basically saying a story within a story. So if you can do a really cool guitar solo and throw a few cool licks in there, I think that's really cool. Okay, technique's important, but anyway, I hope I'm making sense. He's perfect. He's a really good guitar player. Great songwriter too, from what my understanding. You'll hear more technical skills. Oh wait, sorry. All the musicians in this band leave their egos at the backstage door, which is fantastic. It is not about look at me, it's all about listen and feel the message of our music. Obviously, very amazing. You will hear more technical guitar skills from Empu on other songs. However, Nightwish does not do guitar keyboard solos in every song. Their music tells stories that makes you ponder the poetical, lyrical content. A very unique metal band, absolutely. There are lots of very aggressive, angry metal bands shredding their way to glory. However, there is only one Nightwish. Powerful, sometimes beautiful metal, but always amazing and wonderfully musical vocal melodies filled with the emotion of a world-class poet and powerful storyteller. Thus, we refer to Floor as a Valkyrie or warrior queen of symphonic metal. She has a very stunning physical presence. Like I mean this in a nice way, but she's a large woman. Like she's tall, she's broad-shouldered. Like she has a very striking physical presence of strength. Okay, you, my friend, have just experienced your first floorgasm, okay? Or should I say, frisson. Welcome to the party. Hope to see you again very soon. You too, Thorgrim. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Kelsey H. Kelsey plays guitar, I see. Very cool. In this band, everyone is a grandmaster on his instrument, including Floor. Everyone knows exactly what he has to do to make the star, the song, shine in the right light. Absolutely. Gay McCullough. Gay is now a Patreon. She really supports my channel. And Gay, I really appreciate you very much. I appreciate you doing that. I'm hoping some more Nightwish fans will come and take that extra step. Join my reaction community Patreon to see some of the stuff I have coming up, including me watching Learn the Set List in 48 Hours. Okay, that's going to be on my Patreon coming up this week. My good friend Gay, I really enjoyed that reaction. I could tell watching you that you're really involved with the music. Oh, I was. Flores said that this is her most difficult song to sing, and I can believe it. Looking forward to more reactions to a band that always works as a team and has no weak links. You got most of the band members correct, but I know if you looked at my little sketch when I did my little Patreon thing there, I know there's more coming. I know there's a guy named Troy. I know something happens to the drummer because he has insomnia. I know there's stuff coming, but this is where I'm at right now. As you will be doing mostly live performances, you will either see Yuka or Kai on drums. Kai replaced Juka because of Juka's health problems, insomnia. They are totally different drummers, but both spectacular. And with the live performances, you will be seeing Marco on bass vocals. As I am a total Marco fan, and can go on for hours about him, that's all I'm going to say, lest I bore people to death. Okay, because the guy in Ghost Love Score, who plays bass and he can really sing too. His name is Yuka too, right? I think, I'm pretty sure. Daz Jackson, how's it going, Daz? The first time I saw this performance, I was stunned. Was familiar with Nightwish, had a couple of their early albums, but hadn't paid attention to them in a good while. As soon as I saw this, I ordered the DVD of the concert and have been back into Nightwish ever since. And feel a bit sad that I ignored them for several years. Okay. Thank you so much, Daz. I thought I brought a drink in here for me, but I did not. Getting old, eh? Bert Jones, savor your floorgasm. Now I know what you're talking about. No one could fault you for doing it. Totally agree with you about this video being one of the most enjoyed and fantastic live show recordings I've ever seen. They've been at it for a while that night. Number 13 of 15 on the set list, which impressed me. There's another performance that I really enjoy, again because Floor brings a variation in style into the performance is Everdream from the same concert. So Bert's posted some more. So, Bert, I want to tell you, I appreciate you. Okay, you took a lot of time to write all this out for me. Bert says, well, I'm not sure how you'll feel about Floor outside the band. Well, it's not Nightwish, really. So he put an A in there, so is he Canadian? Like me? Well, it's not Nightwish, really seeing through some of it rubs off a smidge. I don't consider myself a Nightwish fan like the majority of the folks you'll find here. I'm really a fan of Floor's, so am I. I would say so far she's definitely my favorite out of the 3 singers that I've seen and her solo projects. After seeing her solo performances from her appearance on the Dutch TV show Best Day Zangers solidified my fandom of Floor, and she introduced me to Nightwish. So to promote Floor, I'm going to take the liberty of posting a selected playlist of live performances that I consider the most enjoyable for me from her catalog of solo projects. Thank you so much, Bert. I really appreciate it. You took a lot of time to do this for me. Thank you. Appreciate it very much. I'm going to be referring to this because I said on my Patreon reaction community, I'm going to be doing a lot of my Sidewish stuff will be a lot of reactions and stuff about Floor. Maybe down the road, my channel is growing. Maybe down the road we could get some of the members of Nightwish on for an interview. I've already interviewed some fairly big names in the world of metal, guitar, music. So that might be an option. Someone told me that Empu doesn't have the best English, so Tuomas might be a better option. Maybe Floor, we'll see. All we can do is try, right? Floor is so talented and has such a broad range of genres she's able to cover, but I'm not sure if they will please your musical palette, but it doesn't hurt to place the offering in front of you. Regards, Bert. Thank you. You took time and care to do that. I appreciate it a lot. John Bolio, okay? And Bert, like and love. John Bolio, the Wacken concert was a 15-song set. Floor sang 14 of the 15. One was an instrumental only. This was song 13. All the songs in this concert were written for either Tarja or Annette. Okay, interesting. Floor made subtle changes to suit her style without substantial changes. You already reacted to a romanticide from this concert. I would not hesitate to recommend every single song from this concert. Please leave Nightwish's 2 magnum opus until you have listened to more of Thomas's work. The 2 are The Poet and the Pendulum and The Greatest Show on Earth. Okay, excellent. Noted. Thank you so much, John. My good friend, Mr. Richard Phillips. Hello again, Yes You Can Play Guitar. Richard, how's it going? What a terrific reaction. Thank you. It made me think of the first time I heard Floor perform this from the same Wacken 2013 show, and it blew my mind. I also loved how you included some brief footage of Learn the Set List in 48 Hours, where Floor was nervous going on stage for the first time, having rushed over to the States at the last minute to take over from Annette Olsen mid-world tour. I did, but that was actually a little preview commercial for what's coming up on my Patreon reaction community, Richard. Hopefully some Nightwish fans will join me over there because I'm going to be posting more Nightwish stuff because I'm committed to this deep dive because this band blew me away. And I have a lot to learn. And thank God for you guys because you guys educate me so much. It's so amazing. Since that day I listen to Nightwish when I work out. I follow the reactions to Nightwish, basically their musical lives in my head. And there's nothing so wonderful as seeing them live in concert. It's true for reaction videos, but even more so in person. Carol, my wife of 42 years, and I, congratulations, had the great pleasure of traveling from Phoenix to see them perform at the Warfield Theater in San Francisco. The Warfield. On May 18th, 2022. The show was incredible from the time we were waiting in line until the very end. Thank you for this. So Richard, I don't want to get off on a tangent here, but I'm a big fan of Bay Area thrash music, okay? The whole Bay Area scene from the 80s and 90s. Bands like Exodus, Testament, Forbidden, Violence, all that stuff. So I've always wanted to go to the Bay Area just because of that history, but going to the Warfield, I mean, it's a legendary theater, so I'm really happy to see you guys got to go. And Phoenix, man, I've got some good friends. I got Patreons from Phoenix. Every day they message me and tell me the weather. It's pretty nice there. Okay, thank you so much, Richard. Appreciate it so much. Kim Fabricius did. I'm sorry, Kim. So sorry. I just don't want to mispronounce your last name and offend you. Well, those chills down the spine, the official word is floorgasm. Yeah. No kidding. And Floor has actually commented herself in an interview. And just to set things right, at Vaca in 2013, Floor was only singing old songs not written to her incredible techniques. Just making her own versions of the songs written to the former singers. Okay? From 2015, Tattoos. The song, see, I have no tattoos, man. I got no tattoos. The songs are written to her. So the Nightwish Army has gently guided you into the more mind-blowing masterpieces ahead of you. Amazing. You will also see Floor getting a more significant role in front, which she used to have in her two former bands, but you'll see the new chemistry between the Nightwish members more clearly in the newer concert, because Floor fits so perfectly into the band. She is a natural front lady. She's stunning. I don't just mean that from a beautiful way. She's just a presence. She's just one in a million. Literally stepping out of the lights whenever the others are in the light. She knows her charisma and powerful presence on stage. Yeah, she is that. Mila Man, it was 27 years ago I found Nightwish and knew who was behind this so beautiful music. I'm glad you enjoy the symphonic metal. Good job. Thank you, Mila Man. I appreciate you watching and commenting. It means a lot. FNG Finglert. Very good reaction. I'll be following you on this journey. Thank you. All the support means everything. I'm not one of those channels guys that likes to, you click on a video to watch and like the first 2 or 3 minutes is someone saying, hey man, smash the like button, hit subscribe. Like that gets annoying. So I don't like asking people to subscribe, but sometimes, it's good to throw it out there and say, I appreciate when people subscribe. It really helps. In your reaction to Sleeping Sun, you mentioned Floor's physique, how she should train because she would make a good bodybuilder. She's got a great structure. She's a powerful woman. She's 6'1", and aside from her height, her physique is a result of training. She needs a strong physical core to sing those strong notes with that stamina. Absolutely. And she keeps in great shape for that reason. Yep, she's a physical presence for sure. Thank you so much. Eric Sari. That was my first reaction to Nightwish. Floor and this version of Ghost Love score. Stunned. Looking for another reaction to watch being stunned again. This was around 1.5 years ago. It wasn't very long, a few hours, and I had found Storytime, also from this show. And I was head over heels in love with the band and decided I had to see them live, which I was lucky enough to do last year. They're one of my favorite bands. So many great songs, quite a range, 3 singers that each bring something to the table. But I have to admit, Floor amazes me. She's my favorite. Sorry, Annette. Sorry, Tarja. You've quite a fantastic journey ahead if you plan to react to more from them. And I'm here for it. If you do, subscribe. Thank you so much, Eric. A little bit more here. Now that said, either in between Nightwish reactions or after you're all done with the Nightwish reactions you want, however you plan to do it is fine by me, okay. I suggest you also check out Love Bites. Nightwish is the greatest symphonic metal band and a favorite, but once I found Love Bites, I thought that was a song from Def Leppard. They became my overall favorite metal band because best not to compare them. I love them both. As you said, you are a technical guitar guy and clearly can play from what I saw. Well, thank you. I try. I think you need to check them out. The problem is what song, because like Nightwish, no one song does them justice. Holy War was voted by fans to be the single best song, at least for a first reaction. Quite possibly true, but I find myself wanting to suggest Awakening, Hammer of Wrath. Like Nightwish, if you like them, I'd imagine you get around to others. Also, so here's Holy War. I appreciate when people post the links for me, especially if you know it's good video and audio, okay? There's some out there, not the best audio and video. Some of them are taken by fans on cell phones, which I've seen some decent ones by cell phone, but some people don't understand. They'll take the cell phone and they'll be right by like the subwoofer of the PA system, and it's all distorted in the microphone stuff. So, yeah. So I appreciate when you guys post these awesome links for me. Penn. High on the bill. Yes, they were headliners in front of 82,000. I liked it when you noticed Empu and his skills. No overloaded guitar moments, but serving the melody. Floor is, of course, like a metal queen and has vocalists on the level of her own, as well as on performing and leading the show. The whole band is amazing and very important, at least to me, on my everyday life. I'm glad you decided to follow Nightwish journey. Oh, it's going to get more than just that, Penn. Check out my Patreon. Okay? For that, you got a new subscriber. Thank you, and greeting from Finland. Take care. Thank you so much, Penn. Swami. Amy Goodson. Greetings from the Nightwish Army, Palm Springs, California. Okay, now we're talking, because the United States is a huge place, lots of people, lots of places. What division of the Nightwish Army are you? Okay, Palm Springs. Okay, hope the weather's good there. Thank you so much for not secreting this away to Patreon. Okay. Most of us Nightwish Army support up to 80 reactors per day and cannot afford to join everyone's Patreon. But I'm still here for your journey. You should decide to share it with us. Okay, thank you so much, Amy. Well, I am going to have a lot of Nightwish content on my Patreon, but I'll tell you what, my lowest tier is like $1.50. You know, and you can just watch the videos. So I get a lot of videos when I do reactions. They get blocked on YouTube, so I put them up to Patreon, okay? So, yeah, I appreciate that, Amy, though. I appreciate that insight, okay? Jamie Bearings. This was the first song I heard from Nightwish with Floor. I thought, what the hell did I just hear? I've been obsessed with this band ever since. I didn't see your first time reacting. I will look for it, so I'm welcoming you to the rabbit hole now, and we'll be enjoying your journey. Nightwish Army, New York City. So I started when a Nightwish playlist of reactions. I'm not sure if it's in order or not, but my first one was Nemo with Tarja singing. So I tried to do it, Tarja, and then there's one with Annette, and then now we're doing a bunch with Floor. Like, she's amazing, okay? Duskwind. The funny thing is, Empu is constantly shredding. It just blends in so well that it becomes part of the rhythm section as intended. If I had to name the predominant lead instrument, then it would have to be Yuka on the drums. And as I always say, the drummer is the heartbeat of every band, okay? You can have the greatest band in the world, but if you don't have a good drummer, And he is a wicked drummer. I love his kit, though, too. The Tama kit, it's awesome. Thank you, Duskwind. Alan Infinity, I love the reaction. Liked and subbed for your journey. Nightwish and Floor blew me away with the song a little over 3 years ago, and now I have to hear them daily. They're amazing. Thank you, Alan. Bobber Lobber. Tuomas is such a fantastic composer and lyricist. So this is another thing I need to learn. Who's writing the song? So I understand Tuomas has he's a big part of the songwriting, but Empu should be as well, and the drummer. I'm going to learn as we go, okay? Thank you, Bobber Lobber. Frank WD. It's true, when I first heard the song, I was speechless too. Yeah. What a great song from Tuomas and Nightwish. And Floor is just our Valkyrie queen. Greetings from the Netherlands. Thank you, Frank. GRYL. Is that Gray L? Welcome the magic that is Nightwish. Everyone is a master of their instrument. I found them after Floor, so I prefer her to all others. She can sing every style and always with emotion. Nightwish Army, Denmark, reporting in. Home of Hans Christian Andersen. Very nice. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Andy Ramos. Great reaction. Your sketch is missing Troy. Yes. I figured that. So, who only plays on certain songs but is a member of Nightwish. And something to do with bagpipes or something, I think. I'm still new in my journey, so we'll just kind of see how it goes. But Troy, who only plays on certain songs. But remember, also, note that the bass player, Yuka, is new to Nightwish. So you see Marco, singer-bass player on most videos. He plays on both the 2013 at Vakken and the 2015. I'm not exactly... So Marco was the name of the bass player with the hair, with the cool-looking bass who was singing? For some reason, I thought his name was Yuka. I have so much to learn. I'm not exactly sure when he left, but it was recent. He has long blonde hair and a long blonde beard. Okay. Okay. Karim Mejdub and drums. Yuka was replaced by Kai in 2015. I'd heard that Yuka, the drummer, had insomnia. Monique Van Aken, my good friend Monique, once again from the Netherlands. Marco left in January 2020. Yuka Koskinen, Yuki, as the band calls him, made his first appearance at the 2 virtual shows in May that year. Thank you. Stephen Webb, love watching you head into the Nightwish vortex. Couple things about your band diagram. Guys, that's just me from the little I knew. It's like, what can I do to show that I'm a Nightwish fan? I tried to draw these horrible stick figures. What I knew of at the time, it was more of a commercial for my Patreon. I'm going to post it for Patreon, to Patreon of me learn the set list in 48 hours. A couple things about your band diagram. You're actually kind, Stephen, to call that a diagram, because I don't know what you would call my drawing so bad. The bassist you see here is Marco Haitala, also a great vocalist. Okay, so his name's Marco. You'll come across some songs he takes lead on. Marco left after the release of the latest album due to mental health issues, which recent interviews suggest has massively improved. I'm glad to hear that. Mental health issues are everywhere. It's something I could talk at great length about. Part of, as I said, part of my whole core of this channel is the world's gone crazy. At least we can come here to my channel. We can watch music, talk about music. Even if we don't agree on things, we can just talk and just enjoy music. It's one of the pleasures in life that we can still enjoy. The new bassist is Jukas Koskinen. Okay, I got that mixed up. You'll come across him if you see any videos from the current tour. Great bassist, but not doing any vocal work yet. That other dude could sing, man. The drummer here is Jukka Nevalanian. He stopped playing about a year later and eventually retired due to severe insomnia. Very sorry to hear that. I really like his playing. The current drummer is Kai Hato. He and Yuki's were both in Winter Sun. And my friend Gay and Monique, I will be doing some reactions to Winter Sun. Different style, but also an absolute beast on drums. Tarja, Annette, and Flora, the three lead singers you will come across. Tarja has the most classical singing style, Annette much more pop-oriented. Flora is the world's greatest living vocalist. You know what? I don't know if I can argue that. She is amazing. Annette tends to get a bad rep from the fans, but it's very unfair. She did what she was hired to do, which was mainly not be Tarja. Given the right song, she's great. Try Slow, Love, Slow, and Amaranth. Amaranth was one of the songs that I reacted to with Annette. I want to react to each singer. Annette struggles with some of the Tarja era stuff. You're missing Troy Donockley, though you must have seen him in the documentary. He's an English dude. He's a multi-instrumentalist who specializes in Uilleann pipes and originally joined as a guest musician, but was made permanent at the same time as Flora. He does some backing vocals, has taken lead on Harvest from the current album. Occasionally see just Flora and Troy do an acoustic duet together. Okay. Thank you so much, Steve. Morbius Lenoir. Originally, Flora was sent by Allfather Odin to Midgard to gather the souls of Valhalla, but she got distracted and joined a series of... Okay, I'm getting what you're saying now. Okay, that's cool. However, Flora still gathers souls by her grace, beauty, and the sheer power of her vocals. She's a striking presence. There's no doubt about it. We give thanks for her at our blots regularly and hope that Odin won't notice that she's never returned to Asgard. Isn't there a rainbow bridge or something? All hail the Valkyrie goddess. The Nightwish army is incoming. You're not ready. Nightwish army, Central Florida Black Company reporting for duty. Thank you so much, Morbius. I appreciate that. Pekka Karpinen. Yes, I wholly agree with you. This really is one of the most epic live performances ever. So, greetings from Finland. Thank you so much, my good friend, Suomi.
Hey.
So hello in Finnish is hey. Okay. Mikko Rantalainen. The rest of the songs from Vodka in 2013 are also worth checking out. That gig was legendary because every song they performed is the best performance of that song ever. Also be sure to check out The Poet and the Pendulum from Wembley 2015 and The Greatest Show on Earth from Tampere 2015. I will definitely do that. Thank you so much, Mikko. Frank Peter Mishnik. Okay. The stage design corresponds to what they do as headliners on the tour. The bands earn more money there today. People can only go to festivals to get better known. Nightwish currently only rarely plays on the big ones. They play smaller ones where they can get away with their fee demands because there is no competition. It's a win-win business because they attract people to the smaller festivals. Okay, interesting. I like your painted group picture because it looks like I painted it. It's pretty bad, but I tried. I also think it's good that you painted Jukka on bass because he needs some support because he doesn't sing. He will never make it out of Marco's shadow. Well, Marco is a beast of a musician, no matter how well he plays. The only thing that confused me was that he was in the band at the same time as the drummer Jukka because he wasn't. Yes, again, as mentioned, I got the bass player's name mixed up, okay? But now I know it's Marco. But I like the way he moves better than the rather rigid Kai. It's also necessary because there are so many side projects in a musician's life before and after Nightwish. Great post, Franks. Really appreciate it. M. Velas. Empu does some great technical shredding solos on Shudder Before the Beautiful from their Wembley 2015 concert. Their opening song, and it's a banger. Okay, noted. Thank you. Garan Elez. Your reaction reminds me of David Heretic's first listen to Nightwish. I don't know who that is. I do remember The Heretic is the second movie in the Exorcist movies. The Exorcist was a classic movie. It's one of my favorites. It's up there in my top 20. But The Heretic, the second one, was pretty bad. I think wasn't it voted one of the worst movies ever made? He was so visibly confused and stunned by the composition that he needed time to process. There's something magical about this concert. I totally agree. Thank you, Goran. Robert Sheeler, fantastic reaction. I love your sense of humor. Robert, I can't tell you how much I appreciate that because a lot of people don't. Most of the time, I don't even know what the hell I'm joking about. Your hand-drawn list of band members is incorrect. Here are the bassists. Yes, I know the bass players. And after 20 years in the band, you have listed Yuka as the bassist as he is of 2020. Also, the drummer is correct on your list, but in 2014, he moved to management, Insomnia. Kai plays a Pearl setup, okay. Okay, and Empu, okay. Thank you so much, Robert. Really appreciate it. Scott Prentice. Most Nightwish reactors I've seen start with this video. You had a 4-video leg up on them. Well, I wanted to, from the little I knew about the band, I wanted to start with a Tarja reaction, Annette, and go to Floor. So, imagine how floored, pun intended, you'd have been without that cushion. I subscribe because I agree with your take on Empu's talent. I think he's kind of like their secret weapon. I'm also curious where you go from here. My next video was story time. Okay. Other people have mentioned that one as well, so very interesting, Scott. David Q. By not saying a lot, your expression said it all. Sometimes you just need to experience the music. You can always add some comments on the screen and post or come back for a wrap-up after a few listens in private. In any case, great reaction. I look forward to the next one. Thanks, Dave. I'm going to like and love that. You have a reply from Shannon. I've been a fan of Nightwish since 1999. That's a long time ago. When I used to have to party like it was 1999, that was exhausting. When a friend in Finland sent me a song of theirs, Tarja was amazing, but Flora, seeing her for the first time at Vaken in 2013, I was totally blown away and had goosebumps from start to finish. You won't get a more complete band than Nightwish. Sound, lighting, pyro, the tightness of the musicians, the complexity of Flora's voice, absolute perfection. I agree. Not only are they all amazing musicians, they're amazing songwriters, and the performances are just mind-blowing. I would like to go and see them live. I would consider going to see them in Montreal or Ottawa if they came to Canada. Romanticide Storytime, Everdream, Yours is an Empty Hope, Nemo, Poet, and the Pendulum, Elan, Alpenglow. She names a bunch of songs. Okay, good, noted. There's not one bad song. Enjoy the ride on the Nightwish train. Shannon, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Lawrence Smallacombe. There's only one, and she is Floor. No argument here. Morbius Lenoir. Gabriel has a list to help guide you through this amazing band. Gabe did send me a list. It went into the other folder for some reason. I don't know why. But I got in there, and I managed to get it out of there before they deleted it after so many days. It's really weird. But no, Gabe is very... people have a lot of respect for him in the Nightwish fan community, and I appreciate when he comments and gives me suggestions for sure. O. Van Gent. Welcome, guitarist, to the wonderful world of storytelling by Nightwish and for checking out this amazing band with their incredibly talented third vocalist, Floor Jansen, pronounced Jansen. I hope you'll have an enjoyable ride through the catalog, but be prepared. You'll be stepping down a rabbit hole full of wonderfully deep stories. So follow Gabriel's suggestions, another person suggesting that about Gabe. Starting at the very early beginning, Storytime, Alice Tuomas, and Neverland, live at Vaken Open Air. Okay? Greetings from the Netherlands, Floor's Homeland, and Windmills. My mother went to the Netherlands about 10 years ago. It was 2013. Yeah, she went to Eindhoven. My mom's not a metal fan. I didn't want to say that's where they have the Dynamo metal concerts, but anyway, my mom doesn't get my jokes. So anyway, but thank you so much, Oven Gent. Alexis Vega. Floor can pierce you with her melodic side and destroy you with her metal side. She's one of the most dynamic vocalists who's ever lived. Love the reaction. Absolutely. Thank you, Alexis. Jeff K, 100%. I've always said she can shred your heart or rip your ears off and anything in between. Thank you, Jeff. Vogel, I loved your intro, scrapbook and all. It wasn't an intro, guys. It's a commercial for what's coming up to my Patreon, because I'm going to start doing some Nightwish stuff for my Patreon reaction community. Hopefully some of the Nightwish fans will come, and when people join my Patreon, it really helps me out a lot. It's a big support to the channel. There's different tiers. But I'm going to be including some of my Nightwish deep dive there. Okay, so it was a commercial for me as I was going to watch learn the set list in 48 hours, which is going to be part 1. I've only seen part 1, my part 1, and I'm going to post it later this week. Okay. Mark Mortensen. Thank you, Vogel. Scrapbooking now. Mark Mortensen. Congratulations, you have reacted to the song that has the most music reaction videos in the history of music reaction videos. From the band that has the most music reaction videos in the history of music reaction videos. Just for example, including yours, there have been 14 new Nightwish videos posted so far today. Oddly and interestingly, I noticed that in my feed today. I'm like, well, that's weird. I posted a reaction video to it yesterday, and then there's like, that was weird. But amazing band. Like, I can't really think of any performances I've ever seen that topped that. That was incredible. Jason Marshall, almost note you play on guitars, floor vocals can match it. Okay, I get what you're saying, Jay. Romanticide from Nightwish, floor hits this high note so high that on my E string I ran out of frets. Okay, cool. Thanks, Jay, for watching and commenting. Bob Ellis, I've seen them live, mind-blowing. I'm going to be going to see them. Nightwish Army UK, UK Army popping in for another great reaction. Thank you, guys. Black Owl, hi, I hope you check Love Bites. Not the song from Def Leppard. The all-female metal band from Japan. Their dual guitars are amazing. I think you'll love them, okay? I'll check it out. Miko Rantalainen, superb intro. Thank you, Miko. Again, it was meant to be a little trailer for what's coming up for my Patreon with Nightwish. Gary Grew, old guy having his first floorgasm, just like me when I first saw and heard this. Jerry, who are you calling old? Yeah, you're right, I'm old. I'm going to be 50 in a couple of months. What do you think of that? Where do the years go, Jerry? Where do they go? SJC 9121. Nightwish live at Vaughan Open Air. Correct speed. So he gives me another link for an even better quality video of the concert. Thank you so much, SJC. I really appreciate it. IREC S. Hi, beautiful reaction. Thank you. Thank you for watching and commenting. I appreciate it. Marina, guitar, fire, flexed arm. Thank you. Anders Magnuson, one of the most amazing performances I've ever seen. Ha ha ha. You haven't seen The Greatest Show on Earth live at Tampere yet. When you do that, I'll be glued to my computer to see you react to that one. Okay, that sounds like a plan, Anders. Okay, thank you. Iowa T13, thumbs up. Thank you so much, appreciate it. You know, when you guys take the time to comment like that, it really helps everything out. Especially when you guys subscribe, it means a lot. Jerry again, check out High Hopes by Nightwish and watch Empu's Technique. I will definitely do that. Thank you, Jerry. Tuna Matoman, how to pronounce the names. Okay, he sent me a YouTube video to teach me how to do that. Thanks for the reaction. Okay, Miko Silvoinen, horns up. Thank you. Boss Monster, humbling. Thank you. Juan Mac, a whole bunch of cool little things there. And thank you so much. So guys, that brings us to the end of the comments. So as I said, much more to come with Nightwish. I'm hoping, you know, my channel, it's still a small channel. What do you guys consider a small channel? When does a small channel become a medium-sized channel? Because we're over 21,000 subscribers. I would like to approach Nightwish at some point. And maybe if there's a few Nightwish fans that come over to my Patreon and support me there, if I ever get an interview with one of them, or maybe the band or whatever, I'm going to have a Nightwish fan who's on my Patreon join me. That's another plan I have for down the road. So guys, thank you so much, Nightwish fans. You guys are so awesome. All the kindness, the information, and it means a lot. So we will have some more stuff up on Nightwish very soon. Thanks again, everyone. Have a great night. And remember, practice hard, practice smart, no excuses. We'll see you soon.